Crazy night ahead of you. Everybody's going everywhere at different times, but they all want something great to eat and you don't want to go out for dinner? Well, pull this one off. Individual breakfast skillets made to order with sausage, gravy, and biscuits. If you want to see how I made this, keep watching. Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for joining again. So here's the situation tonight. We've got everybody going every which way this evening, all different times, but everyone still wants something good to eat. And we don't want to go out and just get drive-through or whatever. So we're going to do individual breakfast skillets. But in order to pull this off and have it ready when everybody needs to eat, we're going to get a couple of our components done first. And that's going to be our hash browns, our bacon. We're going to make some sausage gravy, so we've got to get that browned up. And then we need to get our biscuits going for that as well. So I'm going to get everything cleared away here, and then we will jump into getting these breakfast skillets made. Bring you back in just a minute. All right, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is get my biscuits going here. So I've got my toaster oven preheating. I've also got the Blackstone Inside E-Series griddle here heating up to 375. So once that's up to temp, we'll start our bacon. But let's just get these biscuits laid out here and ready to go. And being able to run all these things together at one time, it really helps to pull, something like this off when you don't have a lot of time to get a meal ready, but being able to multitask and do multiple steps at one time is a big help. All right, I'm going to get these cleared off. I'm going to get this station now set up with my little stove unit so that we can get the sausage gravy going, and then we'll bring you back. All right, we just got the biscuits in the toaster oven. Those are going to go 13 to 16 minutes. We'll see how they come out. And now I'm going to get our sausage going over here. The griddle's starting to heat up. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my bacon down over here. Okay. And I want to get this bacon done because once I have this, I'm going to use the grease as a base for my hash browns. Okay. So we got sausage going. We got the bacon going. Let me just break that up a little bit. Spread it out. All right, and there you go. So now we got to be careful, right? Because we got three things all going at the same time. Our sausage is going to start cooking. We got to keep an eye on our bacon. And eventually we're going to have to deal with those biscuits. But it's okay. You can handle this. This is, a lot to try and manage all at one time, but it is doable. Just stick with me. I'll bring you back as things get a little further along in the cooking process. Welcome back. It's only been a couple of minutes, but our sausage is looking really good. It's mostly cooked through and browned here. But one thing that I'm noticing is I didn't render a lot of fat out of this sausage. So in order to make our sausage gravy, I need to help this out a little bit. So I'm just going to throw about 1.5 tablespoons of butter in here with this. And this is going to give us the additional fat that we need to mix with the flour to make the roux. And that'll be the thickener when we add our milk and heavy cream. So we'll let this melt. Let's come over here and check our bacon. Okay, this still has a little ways to go, but it's starting. It's giving up the fat that we want for our hash browns. That's awesome. I'm just going to keep it here to the center of my griddle. And we'll jump back over here and work with this guy. Also, you just heard the beeping there in the background. That means that for me anyway, that means that the biscuits are about halfway done. So we'll watch our time. The other thing here, if you're cooking with cast iron, you always have to be very careful with it. If you don't think about it and grab this stuff, it is super hot. So I just went and threw some of these protectors on. Even with these things here, it's still hot to the touch. So really be careful if you're using cast iron in your cooking. Okay, all that butter's in there now. I think we've got what we need. So now I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. Get that all mixed in. I'm going to give this about a minute to cook, and we'll bring you back when we're ready to add the half and half to this and make it a gravy. Okay, we've given this flour enough time to bake out, so let's go ahead. We'll start adding our, in this case, I'm going to use half and half. You can use regular milk. You can use heavy cream. It's just, what do you want to use to make your gravy here? Okay, now this is going to look kind of like a lot of liquid, but as this cooks and thickens up, this will be just about the right amount. Okay, so I'm going to give this a minute. Let's turn our attention here to what's going on with our bacon. Yeah, this is starting to cook up real good now. Now the name of the game here is just kind of spread it out as much as I can, so everything can make good contact with the griddle. Okay, and then we'll just leave it alone. Let's hop back over here to our gravy, see what's going on there. You can see it's already starting to thicken up. I'm going to reduce my heat just a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to add my black pepper and a little bit of salt. All right, and this is looking pretty good. I'm going to let it go a little bit more to thicken up. If it gets too thick on you, add a little more half and half or milk. If it, is taking or isn't thickening up, then you can add a little more flour to it or just give it a little more time. But this is actually looking pretty good. So our next step is going to be finishing off this bacon, get it off the skillet or get it off the griddle, and then get our hash browns on there. So I'll bring you back when we're ready for that. Wow, things are moving along here. Gravy is looking good. I've pulled that off to the side stove. That's just sitting there to stay warm until people are ready. Biscuits just got done. They smell delicious. Our bacon is just about there. I'm going to kind of flip this. But we're just about done. Once this bacon is off, we'll get the hash browns on. Those will take 10 to 12 minutes. And then what we'll do is we'll just have all the components laid out when people are hungry. We'll just figure out what kind of eggs they want. We'll throw them on the griddle here and assemble their skillets. So give me just a minute and we will finally move on to those hash browns. All right, so now I've got a good amount of grease here. I'm going to grab my hash browns. And these are just frozen hash browns, so about half of a bag, maybe a little less. Okay, so the trick with hash browns, though, is get them on, get everybody a little bit of bath in the bacon grease here. I want to get these towards the middle of my griddle. Spread them out into a flat layer, and then just leave them alone. Don't touch them. You want them to get a good crust on one side. And if you're flipping them all the time and messing with them, you're not going to get that. So I'm going to get these on. Okay. I'm going to give them a little help with my liquid butter here. That'll just give them a really good flavor and help with the browning process as well. Okay, then spread them out into a nice thin layer. And we're going to leave them alone after that, okay? All right. Little salt. Little pepper. And now just ignore them for the next like 5 to 10 minutes, okay? Check on them, but don't touch them. Resist the urge. Just leave them be. So I'm going to let these go, get a little bit of their browning done, and we'll bring you back when it's time to flip them. Now, the other thing I can do while these hash browns are going, I've got a little bit of diced onion and a little bit of diced red pepper that people can choose to put on their skillets. So I want to get those going a little bit. So I'm just going to add my onion over here. I'm going to add my peppers on this side. Okay, and this way I can keep them separate, right? Because there are some that are going to want peppers and not onions. I'm going to want peppers and onions, so we can mix them after when we put them in the skillet, but we keep them separate now so that people can have what they want in their breakfast skillet. And these won't take too long, maybe a minute or two, just to soften up and get a little color on them. Okay. Potatoes are looking good. Don't touch them. Leave them alone. Ignore them. We're going to focus right now on the onions and peppers. Bring you back in just a minute. I think our peppers and onions are looking pretty good, so I'm going to get those off. I'm going to start thinking about how I bring this all together for everybody to make their skillet. So I've got some of my final plating dishes out here. Now I am going to put these in the same bowl, but I should be able to keep them separate. So... okay, those are out. They can live in one half of that bowl. And these guys can live in the other. Okay, peppers and onions are ready to go. Our bacon, I'm just going to throw that in this guy. There's that. All right. So, sausage gravy's done. Biscuits are done. We've got some peppers and onions fried up. Bacon's ready to go. Hash browns are still going. And now we're just waiting for these hash browns to finish up and people to get home. These still have probably about 5 minutes. I'm not seeing a lot of color around the edge yet, which tells me it's time to flip them. So I'll bring you back when we get to that point. All right, I think we've hit that moment. These are looking pretty good. This whole thing is moving kind of as one piece. So I think I've got some good crust on the bottom. Let's just go ahead and flip them and see what we got. I think that looks pretty good. We'll give these another couple of minutes on this side, and we'll pull them off and they'll be done. And then we're ready for kind of setting everything up for the big show. I'll bring you back then. Welcome back. I think these hash browns are exactly where we want them to be. So I'm going to pull them off. Had to rethink my plating here a little bit. We'll pull these off. And that'll be it. We're going to be all set for dinner once everybody gets home. So I'll bring you back and show you how the final product came out. Welcome back. We've got everything done here. I actually, if you notice, added a bunch more hash browns, found out we're going to have 4 people tonight instead of 3, so I needed to add a little more. But let's show you how you put one of these together. I'm going to do mine with just a sunny side up egg. If people want them scrambled, you can do it scrambled, whatever you want. Just you can make it to order. So let's start off with just breaking off a little bit of hash browns here. Okay. Then I'm going to add some of these red peppers and some of this onion. Throw some bacon into that. And we'll just let this get warmed back up again. Okay, so that's just going to kind of do its thing right here for a minute. Now I'm going to take my egg. Get that down there. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. And we'll give this just a minute. Little trick with eggs here, if you kind of go around where all this liquid is and just break this up, you'll get your egg to cook a little bit faster. Okay, so I'm going to get this egg fried up, let this stuff come back up to temp, and then we'll build our skillet. Bring you back in just a minute. Here we go, build time. Everything's kind of gotten back up to temp. My egg's looking good here, so I'm just going to start off with my potatoes. Get these in the bottom of my skillet. Throw a little cheese on there. Give it a little bit of that sausage gravy. A little more bacon. A little more cheese. And there you have it. An individual breakfast skillet. You can make these eggs any way people want. Add whatever people want to the hash browns. Biscuits and gravy. And for me, I skipped the biscuit. I just put it on the skillet. But there you have it. That's the answer to the number one question in my house. Dad, what's for dinner? And you know what? You can help me answer the number two question in my house nowadays. Dad, how many subscribers do you have? If you like the content, what I'm doing here, please, I would request that you go down, click subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, tell me what you want to see next. But most importantly, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.